The writer, the Southern writer, William Faulkner once put it, "Between grief and nothing, I will take grief." And it is that collective sense of mourning that unites the racing community here at Talladega Superspeedway. It was here that one of racing's best, Davey Allison, drove his first Winston Cup race. He won his first major race here. On July 12th, piloting his own helicopter, he crashed at this racetrack in the infield. Davey would die the next day. He was 32. He was a husband and a father of two. He was the son of legendary driver Bobby, the brother of another racer, Clifford, who also lost his life on a racetrack just last year. Hello everyone, I'm Ken Squire at Talladega, Alabama, and yes, there will be a race today, and yes, we will see the likes of Earnhardt, Elliott, and 40 others dueling for 500 miles. But first, this track, this racing family, will pause to remember Davey Allison, a racer from Alabama, a man who meant so much to so many.
CBS Sports presents the Diehard 500, sponsored by Diehard, the official battery of NASCAR. Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? And by Goodyear, #1 in tires.
And so now the show must go on, and some racing questions are to be answered, especially for Bill Elliott. This superstar has not let a lap all season. Today, he sits on the pole. Is the slump over? For Dale Earnhardt, the question is, will he maintain that big lead in the race for Driver of the Year? For Neil Bonnet, the question, how will he do in his return after being out of commission for 3 years? And for Robbie Gordon, how will he do driving in the shadow of Davey Allison? Questions, a lot to be asked today at Talladega. Answers are set to unfold in this hot, scorching, record-setting heat. Joined by my colleague Ned Jarrett. Ned, this is always an event of high intensity, but I can't ever recall in all those races since 1969 a time where there's been such an emotional level and a record crowd here today. And of course the heat factor, they've had a record-breaking heat every day as we settle down for this 500-mile event.
Well, the heat certainly will be a factor today in this race, Ken, and yes, the emotions have been very high. They're always high when we come to the Talladega Superspeedway because of the intense competition and the high speeds they run here. But then everyone's mind has been on Davey Allison and their family this week, and certainly our prayers continue to go out to Liz, the children, Bobby, Judy, and the entire Allison family. But life goes on, and if life goes on, the race goes on, and no one would want us to race any more than Davey Allison. That's the way he would want everyone here doing their absolute best. So this race will go on today, and yes, there are a lot of things in this race that are going to make it very interesting. How about the emotions and the pressure on 24-year-old Robbie Gordon, who was named to drive the Robert Yates car number 28, which Davey Allison has driven so successfully over the years. Now, Robbie Gordon comes to us with some very impressive credentials. He has won in just about every form of competition he has raced in since he was a kid, but he has very little experience in stock cars. Can he handle the draft? Yesterday afternoon in practice, they were giving him some pretty good lessons out there. They were passing him high and passing him low and giving him something to think about overnight. He's a very talented young man. It'll be interesting to see how he does handle it. And then our colleague Neil Bonnet, choosing the hottest day we've had in years at a stock car race to come and make his comeback. And he wants to have some fun out here today, but one thing that he does not want to do, and that is to interfere with anyone else out there or harm anyone that might be running for points. And we just hope that his concern for his fellow drivers won't take away too much from his natural aggressive style. But I think Neil's going to do okay.
We're just about ready for the command to fire them up and get underway here. So let's go down now for the command. Gene Stallings, the head coach of the Crimson Tide from the University of Alabama, the national football champions, about to make the key call of the day.
And now